Welcome back, everyone, to Live Now from Fox News Worldwide, here for you, continuing to bring you some of the day's biggest top stories and headlines. This was a big one today and a sad one as the world saying goodbye to Jane Goodall, the intellectual, soft-spoken conservationist renowned for her groundbreaking immersive chimpanzee field research in which she documented the primates' distinct personalities and use of tools, has died at the age of 91. The environmental advocate became a beloved household name who transcended generations through her appearances in documentaries and on television, as well as her travels to address packed auditoriums around the world. The Jane Goodall Institute announced that her death on today in an Instagram post, according to the Washington, D.C.-based institute. Goodall died of natural causes while in California on a U.S. speaking tour. Her discoveries revolutionized science, and she was a tireless advocate for the protection and restoration of our natural world, it said. While living among chimpanzees in Africa decades ago, Goodall documented them doing activities previously believed to be exclusive to humans. Her observations and subsequent magazine and documentary appearances in the 1960s transformed how the world perceived not only humans' closest living biological relatives, but also the emotional and social complexity of all animals, while propelling her into the public consciousness. Out there in nature by myself, when you're alone, you can become a part of nature and your humanity doesn't get in the way, she told the Associated Press back in 2021. And some big leaders, former President Bill Clinton, putting this out on X, saying Jane Goodall not only taught us about the world around us, but about ourselves and our responsibility to protect the planet. The best tribute we can pay her is to redouble our efforts to defend the environment so all life on Earth can share the future. Some other big names, including former President Barack Obama, saying Jane Goodall had a remarkable ability to inspire us to connect with the natural wonders of our world, and her groundbreaking work on primates and the importance of conservation opened doors for generations of women in science. Michelle and I are thinking of all those who loved and admired her. And former President Joe Biden putting this out on X as well, saying Jill and I are deeply saddened to learn of the passing of Jane Goodall, whose activism, vision, and message of hope mobilized a global movement to protect the planet. Above all, Jane taught us that when we search for humanity in the natural world around us, we discover it within ourselves. We are sending our love and strength to the Goodall family and everyone who was touched by her remarkable life of service. Goodall's death was announced this morning at an event that she was scheduled to participate in Southern California. She was scheduled to participate in an event announcing a youth-led effort to reforest communities in Southern California affected by the wildfires. Here's a pre-recorded message from Goodall from that event that was going to play out.
I've been working on trying to make this a better world for animals, people, and the environment. Flat out since 1986. And one of my greatest reasons for hope in this massive world is the youth, is the young people. And I think bringing together a lot of young people who are clearly have leadership material so that they can exchange ideas and in some cases boost each other's morale, because sometimes it's really tough, really difficult. So again, like this, I think is a very important way ahead. I think I find it most inspiring when I come to a gathering like this, and the fact that compared to how I was when I was young, they are so articulate and they're so passionate. There's been a real sea change. And I think it's because people have begun to listen to them, listen to their voices, and enable them to take charge. So there's an whole different feeling. I can't imagine what it would have been like when I was that age, gathering with a group of people like this. It's different today. So many students today feel overwhelmed. It was this reason that caused me to begin our youth program, Roots and Shoots, back in 1991, because I think the big problem is this saying, you hear it all the time, think globally, act locally. But if you start thinking globally at all the problems that we've inflicted on the planet, you don't have the heart to take action locally. What's the point? It's just me. If I pick up litter, what difference will it make? If I save electricity, if I save water, won't make any difference. But if you can get a group of young people together, they very quickly realize that if all of them pick up trash, if all of them save electricity, if all of them persuade their friends and their parents to do the same, there starts to be the beginning of the kind of change we must have. And once they see that, what they've done by rolling up their sleeves and getting out there and taking action, and then they think, well, there's people like us all around the world doing the same thing, then you dare think globally. I think that very many of the students that I've met here are already taking action, and they hopefully, by being with their peers, they'll be inspired to take greater action. And what do they need to take action? They need a group of like-minded people who believe in themselves, who believe in the project. That's really important. And then see the difference that they make. I think we're creating a critical mass of young people who understand that, yes, we need money to live, but we mustn't live for money in and of itself. Money itself is good if you use it for good, but if you're just trying to get more and more money to get more houses and more cars and all this sort of thing, that's where it's gone wrong. This is what's led to this unsustainable lifestyle. I mean, I know kids who feel they have to have a new dress for every new date. Well, I can wear the same one for 10 years. We just have to get a new mindset and stop wasting and think about our ecological footprint. And I think the most key thing is to realize that every day on this planet, you make a difference. And if you start thinking about the consequences of the small choices you make, what you buy, where did it come from, how was it made, was there child slave labor, did it harm the environment, what do you eat, did it involve cruelty to animals? If you start thinking like that, and millions of people around the world are thinking like that, then you start to get the kind of world that we can not be too embarrassed to leave to our children.